The DoorDash chime at 3:13 a.m. sounds a little different when you're the only driver awake in the entire Phoenix metropolis. It was a standard ping, $7.50, no tip. One large pepperoni pizza with extra cheese, destined for a dead-end cul-de-sac in Maryvale. The customer note was typed in all caps. Front door is unlocked. Walk in, put pizza on kitchen table. Do not knock, do not ring, do not speak. The destination was a house at the end of the street with a dirt lawn and blacked-out windows. A faded for sale sign from 2019 was still leaning in the weeds. Pushing open the front door released the smell of wet campfire ash, the kind that feels cold, damp, and years old. Inside, the phone light caught clean squares in the thick dust where furniture used to be. In the kitchen, a single wooden chair was pulled out at the table, as if someone was already seated and waiting. Most houses settle or creak, but this one was holding its breath. The silence felt like a physical warning to drop the food and leave. Monday night, the loop repeated. Exactly 3:13 a.m. The same order, the same payout, and the same note. Inside the kitchen, Sunday's pizza box was still sitting on the table, unopened and ice cold. There were no lights on in the house and no sign of power, but the old refrigerator in the corner was humming loudly. Back in the car, the driver checked the app's historical location lots for 1313 Elm Street. This chart shows the delivery volume for that specific address over the last 2 months. While the house sees zero activity during the day, 47 deliveries are clustered exclusively between 3:11 and 3:15 in the morning. Every driver left the same feedback in the comments. The food was never touched, and they all heard a little girl humming upstairs. The digital algorithm was working exactly as intended, systematically dispatching human drivers into a documented trap. On Tuesday, the driver wore a body cam and placed a third pizza directly on top of the other two. That's when the humming started from the second floor, 3 notes, up and down, on a continuous loop. The stairs creaked under every step, toward a door at the end of the hallway that was pulsing with a faint blue light. The bedroom inside was gutted by fire. Heat-cracked photos sat on the wall above a metal bed frame, and toys that had melted into the carpet. On the floor, an old iPad with a shattered screen was plugged into the burnt wall. It was navigating the DoorDash app by itself, adding a large pepperoni to the cart and ordering pizza for the house. The girl from the photos was standing in the hallway. Her pink pajamas were covered in gray ash, and her body was translucent enough to see the charred wallpaper behind her. She said her father had promised her pizza if she got an A. She was still waiting at the table, but he never came home. She was caught in a transaction that refused to close, waiting for a promise that was decades late. The driver's phone vibrated with an auto-accept, $7.50. The delivery address was his own apartment in Tempe. He drove 85 miles an hour back to his apartment, making sure the deadbolt was locked behind him. On his kitchen table sat the cold, unopened pizza box from Sunday night. Inside the box was a pile of cold ash, a melted plastic toy, and a first-grade report card for Ellie M. 3 A's were circled in red pen at the top. The body cam footage from earlier that night showed a man in a red DoorDash shirt walking into the driver's kitchen and setting a pizza on the table. When the man looked at the camera, his eyes were completely white. At 8 a.m., DoorDash support sent an automated email citing an incomplete delivery at 1313 Elm Street. The attachment showed a photo of the driver asleep on his own couch. Standing over him was Ellie, and right behind her was the man in the red shirt with the white eyes. Deleting the app didn't stop the 3:13 a.m. phone calls to his motel room. Once you step in to fulfill a dead girl's promise, the delivery finds you.